What's going on, Jerry Mooty?
First podcast in the old Fort Worth headquarters.
Yeah.
I like it. Like what you did with the hat wall. Now when we sit here.
It turned out pretty cool.
Yeah.
I said I was going to do a hat wall, and everybody was like, I don't know.
It's my idea.
I got the vision.
It's my idea.
It was your idea. Hey, welcome to the Real Estate Podcast. I'm here today with Jerry Mooty, owner and CEO of Christie's International Real Estate, Lonestar. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you cowboys and cowgirls doing out there? Excited. We're having our grand opening tonight. Our new office space on Magnolia Avenue, downtown Fort Worth. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be fun. I got a ton of RSVPs, and we are competing with Friday Night Football lights in Texas. So
yeah. That's all right. Most high school parents don't start drinking until about 6, so we'll be starting at 5.
Exactly. So come on over if you're hearing this on today, Friday the 17th.
That's right.
So Jerry, tell me how did you come to be in real estate?
Well, it's a long story, but a good one. I've been an attorney for 29 years, and part of that time I owned a law firm. And since I was the managing partner, I started doing more deals for the partnerships, and one of them was a real estate development company. So I had a home building division and a commercial division. Kind of got out of that about 2012 because of the recession, and then fast forward about 8-9 years and got back in it as a broker and ended up buying the Christie's affiliates for Texas. So
cool. Were you originally buying the Christie's, or were you buying another one?
Well,
it's kind of cool how that happened.
Yeah. So initially, when I first got my real estate license, I hung it with a small brokerage here in DFW. But I was looking for something to buy, and I bought At Properties franchise out of Chicago, and it was mainly because of the technology that they had been building for about 20 years at the time, and it's what our agents use to log in and do everything they need to do as an agent. So their document management system, CRM, marketing materials, brochures, digital listing presentations, bunch of cool stuff. And then so that got me hooked, and then a few months after we launched, the announcement came out that At Properties bought the Christie's franchise brand. So we started carrying the Christie's brand about that time. So we were 3 months in. So I look back at it and don't think of that 3 months too much.
I saw you in the news a lot back then, and I didn't know you yet. But I was stalking you for a while.
Yeah, and that was a good story. So. As part of our franchise, we had the whole DFW Metroplex as our territory, and I really wanted to come to Fort Worth, but I didn't want to start a new office and start recruiting without the right person. And Michael reached out to me, and that was awesome. And
I've been watching you for a while, and I saw your LinkedIn profile. You had posted a job opening in Dallas, and I knew I didn't want to be in Dallas, but I called you or messaged you, and I said, "Hey, I'm not applying for the job in Dallas, but I think we should meet."
Yeah,
we met, and here we are at Fort Worth.
Yeah, I think we met at Torchy's Tacos. Was that our first visit?
It was Starbucks.
Yeah.
We were there for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, our first visit to Starbucks. You're right.
It was a long time. It was like, I figured, he'd be in a hurry. Jerry is super down to earth, and he's just good to talk about. I knew right then I wanted to work with you. And I hadn't even seen the tools, and our tools are the industry best. I knew right then I wanted to work with you.
Yeah, and that's kind of the blessing of really how this whole brokerage has evolved over 4 years. It's just the stars have aligned in certain times, and the right person comes into the fold. And when we sat there and decided that we were going to do this, I think it was 2 weeks, and you were on board.
Yeah,
had temporary space and about 30 agents right out of the gate,
just like that.
And so that's a hell of a story. We're probably 45 agents now on our way to probably.
Well, we're looking to be at 50 by November 1st, which is 2 weeks. So that's the goal.
Yeah. It's been really cool. We've had this Fort Worth area covered for about a year, a little over a year, but we just moved into our headquarters about 3 months ago and having our grand opening tonight. But the coolest part is to watch how the word gets out. People start to understand the Christie's brand. They start to see the power in the brand. And then once we get them in the door, they see the personalities, they see the culture that we're building. And it's been fascinating. And literally in the last probably 45 days, we've had our biggest hot streaks of recruits So much so, I think we're going to open a South Lake office here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I was working this morning and two South Lake ladies walked into work today and I'm like, yes, it's working. But, you know, it's been fun. It's been a wild ride. We also opened the land and ranch division. David Inman is the vice president of that. He's working real hard, grinding. We probably have, if you count MLS listings and off-market listings, we got about $100 million in land and ranch listings right now.
I know,
So
that's great.
we're killing it, and we're about to get a co-listing that's probably in the 4.5, 5 million range. So
Yeah.
that's exciting. So things are definitely happening and growth. You know, just to touch on, there's a lot of different real estate companies in the market, and you know, most of them have pretty decent tools, and most of them have pretty decent managers. But people leave companies because they're not recognized, they don't feel valued, and really they leave for the people.
Right.
And I think they come here for the people, and that's from the top down. And what I love about being here, and I've been in a lot of other luxury companies, and I don't like the kiss the ring mentality when you have to, you know, stand in line and shake your hand. I mean, Jerry is a man of the people. He comes in and works with us at our desk, and he'll sit right in the bullpen and work. And I love that about you. I think it's just, we're like a family here. People who come here very rarely leave. And if they do leave, it's for a life-changing event or they're moving or something.
100%. I mean, we hear about it all the time internally about agents who join that they've never been around a culture like ours. I just read an article from Inman. I shared it with the group earlier this week, actually, that said, what are agents looking for in a brokerage? And the number one thing was culture. Because, frankly, every brokerage now has gotten to the point where they're offering pretty similar splits, pretty similar compensation packages. So there's only really two things that matter, really. Do you want to go someplace where you like going to work and you like the people? And two, in my opinion, you got to associate with the right brand to help build your book of business.
100%. And there were some people at Inman the other day talking about how brand is becoming less important in the market, and I can't disagree more. I think with everything that's going on in the market and AI driven and videos and social media, I think there's never been a more important time to be with a top quality brand than now.
Right. And a prime example of that is we had a really good agent. She was kind of in an area where we didn't have a bunch of agents, so she ended up joining more of a local presence about 5 weeks ago. So I reached out to her and just check on how she was doing, because we always have the door open if you leave. We're not the type where we get mad at you and you're mad, because we want you to go test it out if you're wondering, and then because we think you'll come back. But her story was unbelievable. She's been gone 30 days, and she said the first thing she noticed about the Christie's brand, her clients were so mad and couldn't understand why she would go to a brand that wasn't Christie's. Because she was an agent, like a lot of agents believe, and there's some truth to it, but not much, that they're their own brand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty short-sighted in my opinion, because yes, it's all about you and your network and your sphere of influence, but how do you increase that, and how do you get more eyes on you as a person? And that's where the brand of your brokerage comes in.
Yeah.
Our brand is global. We've got 900 plus offices around the world in 52 countries. When we push a listing out, it gets syndicated through 13 publications, from Global Mansion to James Edition to Wall Street Journal. So we're dialed in, and the one thing we've talked about as leaders is how much an agent joins, what happens to their book of business. It's insane.
We have agents. We have an agent who increased their business 60% last year from joining Christie's, which is,
and that's in a down market.
In a down market, and we're one of the few companies that are actually year over year up.
Right.
And we're up over every other office in town, and we're up agent count over every other office in town. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. One of the South Lakes ladies came in today, and she's like, so I have to go to my listing tomorrow, and she just got this listing with her other company, and she really sold hard against Compass and Christie's, because she says, you don't need the global presence, you don't need all that stuff. And anyway, this lady was going to list with her because, like you said, you know, people have their own spheres of influence, and that's where they're going to do business. But she went back to her seller, and she goes, hey, remember all that stuff I said? I'm going to take it back. So I'm moving to Christie's, and the lady was so pumped that she was moving to Christie's because she loved her. She didn't want to go with the brand where she didn't know anyone, but she wanted the brand. I mean, people
Right.
want the brand. I'll tell you, I've been on a listing appointment before, and I've had a Christie sign in my truck, and we're standing there at the truck over the tailgate talking to the seller. And he's like, "Are you going to put that sign in my yard?" And I'm like, "No, sir, not yet." So, they want that sign in the yard.
Yeah, it's just, part of it is growth. We've gone from 70 agents, probably the end of 2024, and now we're at 280 plus agents, probably going to be at over 300 by Christmas.
And the biggest thing with growth, the biggest negative, and I've been at companies that have grown real fast, the biggest negative is it's difficult to scale the services and the culture with the growth. I think with your leadership and the people that you've hired to put in place in the marketing department, I think you have scaled our services within our company as we've grown. And I think that's remarkable.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm proud about. Our leadership is fantastic. Michael being one of the best in our whole company with his experience and being a certified truck trainer. Teaching classes all the time, working with agents one-on-one on helping them put the right things in place to be more successful. And we kind of have that type of person in all our offices. Got some great leadership in Austin. So, we're a family. It's great.
Yep. It's a great place to be. If you want to check us out, call Jerry Mooty or call Michael Hoover.
Call Michael Hoover. No, call me. Check us out. We're about to launch a new website called CIRE, Christie's International Real Estate Connect. So CIREconnect.com, and that'll give you a little eye into our world. That's what we're calling it. Welcome to our world.
Welcome to our world. And you know what? Where you work matters. So love where you work.
Absolutely. We're out.
Have a great day.